To my BIPOC community who is hurt by these things, I am sorry. I know that they were wrong then. I know that they are wrong now.
Bachelor alum Taylor Nolan's controversial tweets resurface, and we're breaking down Bachelor Nation's reactions. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. Unfortunately, more controversy has struck Bachelor Nation, but we have to talk about it and give you all the details. Before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Gabby Gonta, and I'm joined by the lovely Mariah Davis today. Okay, so Taylor Nolan, a usually beloved member of the long list of Bachelor alums, is in the hot seat this week after her controversial tweets have resurfaced. In short, the tweets from back in 2011 and 2012 contained a lot of offensive content, racist remarks, fat shaming, homophobia, etc. It was pretty bad. If you don't remember Taylor, she was a contestant on Nick Viall's season and later on A Bachelor in Paradise, where she was briefly engaged to Derek Peth, who also had a number of his own appearances on the shows. So before we get into all the details here, Mariah, I want to know, did you see the tweets and were you shocked by this?
I did see the tweets. I was more than shocked, if that's even possible. I remember her being somebody that I really loved. I thought she was cute and funny, and I really liked her personality. But looking back at those tweets, this girl was 17 years old at the time. Not that there's any age that makes any statement like that excusable, but kids hear things and they don't know what it really means. When you're 17 years old, I'm sorry, you 100% know the meaning behind the things that you're saying. So I was sickened by the tweets. Absolutely awful.
I agree, and many members of Bachelor Nation are right there with us. They were shocked to hear this, considering Taylor has been very outspoken recently about speaking out against racism and the non-inclusivity of the franchise. Former Bachelorette Kaitlyn Bristowe, though, she was one of the main voices to show her disappointment in Taylor. Kaitlyn was shocked and disgusted and took to her Instagram to say, quote, "Here we go again with another human being having resurfaced tweets or something that are not only racist but are also homophobic, fat shaming, the list goes on." Taylor issued an apology video quickly after, but that wasn't enough for Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn went on to say, "I'm shocked that it's Taylor Nolan because she talks about doing all this work, which I'm not discrediting that she's done all the work, but to use that as an excuse by saying you're sorry and by saying you've done the work is dismissing what you've said. It's dismissing all those people you've offended." So I feel like every day I'm asking you another apology. Is this real? Is this genuine? But here we are again. A lot of people are saying this is hypocritical, right? Because she's come out and said a lot of bad things about the franchise for being racist and saying bad things, but then here fans are bringing up these past tweets where she had similar viewpoints. So what do you think, Mariah? Is this hypocritical? What's your stance on all this?
Watching the small portion that I could of her video, because it was a few seconds in, I was already really irritated with it. It's hard for me to see it as genuine, as an acceptance for poor behavior in the past because of the way she approached it. It was already very defensive to me, and that doesn't seem like a genuine apology at all. So maybe I need to watch it all the way through and give her a chance there before I can really speak on it. But just moments into it, I was already so frustrated. Like, why are you so defensive? This, whether you like it or not, yes, it's been a long time. Yes, you've done XYZ to put in good work in the world, but you still have said awful things that you haven't accounted for. And why do they still exist? I mean, if you're this new person and you've learned from these wrongs, why do you still have this long list of horrifying things to say about people? It's shocking. So I don't think at this moment, I'll go back. I'll put in the time to watch her whole apology video, but I don't know how I'm going to do it because it doesn't seem very genuine to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's weird because I think her fans or people that have been following her for a long time, right? Because she's been on the seasons from a few years ago and in Bachelor Nation for a while. Her fans are probably, going to accept her apology, going to move on. But there are some fans who are going to not think it was a genuine apology and probably stop following her and stop being interested in her life now. So it's very interesting. Of course, on the other side, if we do want to look closer at Taylor's apology, she also said in her video, quote, "My tweets from 10 years ago are, They suck, they were wrong, and are hurtful. I want to be clear that they don't take away from the work I do today. They are literally how I got here to doing this work. So I am also very surprised that she didn't delete them, especially since becoming a public figure. And like you were saying, if she's such a different person now, why do those still exist? And obviously 10 years is a good amount of time. It's a pretty decent amount of time to have changed as a person. I mean, I feel like I'm a different person than I was even a year ago. So I would hope that she has changed her outlook, changed her perspective. A lot of even things happening just in the last year or two with the pandemic, with, you know, big movements like the Black Lives Matter movement. People are just opening their eyes to new things recently. So I would hope that would have helped her a lot, as well as it has for a lot of us. And I hope she's learning from her mistakes, right? Because if we think that people can't change and we're just going to immediately cancel them, then we're obviously always going to be stuck in our own perspectives forever, and that doesn't help anyone, right? So what do we think she's going to do going forward? Is she going to prove that she's doing this work? Is she going to still be defensive? What do we think going forward for Taylor?
I do believe that everybody is entitled to make their mistakes, because if we didn't have mistakes, we wouldn't be human, right? We wouldn't learn, we wouldn't improve, we wouldn't evolve. So I appreciate people's past mistakes, them making them right, correcting their path, and moving forward. And yes, she has done a lot of work. She's been very passionate and very vocal about what she's done. Referring back to what Kaitlyn said, I don't want to discredit that. I don't know the truths and ins and outs of that. But it's just still so shocking, because you weren't, 10 years old, you were 17. These tweets still existed, and you immediately just took off with the defensive from what I've seen. So though everyone is entitled to make their mistakes and entitled to their growth, and I think that's really important, it's just disappointing to me to see that she would already take this stance on it, especially given the year that we've had. A lot of people, their secrets have been dug up, uncovered, brought to the public. I think if I had a Twitter account when I was younger and I had all of these crazy tweets, I would probably think, is my Twitter good? Should I go back and look from like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, however long, to make sure? Because I mean, we all do change. We all grow and we all evolve, hopefully for the better. In her case, it seems that's the case. But you don't want something from a decade ago to reflect who you are now, because that's a whole conversation that you have to have. So I don't know what she's going to do moving forward. I do think that it would be wise to alter her approach to this situation, be a little bit more calm about her approach rather than defensive moving forward. And I'm sure she'll continue to do the work that she's been doing, because she seems to be genuinely passionate about it, and I really respect that. So we'll see. I have no idea what she's going to do moving forward. She's definitely in a bind.
Definitely. I think it's overall really hard to see perspectives other than your own, but hopefully we can all just take baby steps, which will lead to bigger steps toward inclusivity for everyone, because that's so important. All right, you guys, that's all we have to share with you in this latest Bachelor news. But of course, we want to know your thoughts. So let us know down in the comments. What did you think of Taylor's tweets? What did you think of her apology video? Let us know. And before you go, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm Gabby Gonta. I was joined by Mariah Davis today. Come follow us on socials. They're on the screen right now. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.